So guys, this year has been the year for software updates. We have been seeing a continuous stream of releases ever since the start of 2024, and a lot of this has to do with Tesla's intensive focus on bringing full self-driving to the market. Now, with the current progress of full self-driving 12.4, there has been enormous improvements on the passenger comfort. The car is now able to see further, react quicker, but more importantly, drive more like a human. These are the exact things that we want in an autonomous car, and seeing that Tesla is making great progress in these key areas, it shows us that they are in the right direction. And if you haven't recently heard, with the latest version of full self-driving supervised, Tesla has finally removed the steering wheel nag and opted for Tesla Vision. What this means is that once you've activated the system and your head is facing forward and eyes on the road without any occlusion, the car should technically be able to drive itself without any interaction. This goes to show how confident Elon and the team is with the recent release of this software, as they are preparing for the Robotaxi launch event happening on August the 8th. We are just about a month and a half away before that event takes place, and that means there is a lot of things to do during this time, and the biggest part of it all is the building confidence in the consumers before we really trust what the service is able to do. So of course, doubling down on this and building further confidence, they have just released the recent firmware to the public dubbed Software Spring Update, and that means that we are able to see a ton of different changes and what we can expect from the visualization aspect once the Robotaxi gets revealed. Outside of the animation and visual differences that you have already seen, the core of this update is going to be a better object tracking and bringing autopilot to the next level. With many owners now receiving this update, we've gotten to see various videos and clips of how this Tesla Vision object tracking works and how it happens in real time. Very similar to what North Americans have been experiencing with full self-driving supervised, this software update here, which is available for the entire world, does bring some additional details that we were never able to see before. So if you were to put this side by side, this is going to be night and day in terms of what it's able to visualize: cars, pedestrians, and multiple different objects that we were never able to see. And although these visualizations do not correlate directly to the functions of autopilot or full self-driving, this puts a lot of confidence in us as drivers and owners of what the car is able to see. So this means that every single thing around it at any given time is able to visualize on the display, and this is when we know that what we're able to see is exactly what it's seeing as well. So as we speak, the waves are gradually rolling out to everyone across the globe. If you have not received it yet and you have not experienced this in any other car, you are going to be blown away once you start seeing every single visualization of objects around you. This is going to take a few more weeks before everyone is on the same software experiencing the same thing. So if you are patiently waiting for this, your turn is almost up and you are going to be getting this very soon. Now, speaking about building confidence, there are other aspects that we need to consider before giving all faith to Robotaxi and full self-driving, and that is to know exactly how to navigate within the constraints of human environments. What I mean by that is for the car to know exactly where to place itself in the current road conditions and traffic infrastructures. This means that if you pinpoint an area or a destination on the map, it should know to navigate around it and get to the correct location rather than get to the point itself and stop at a random location. This is where the complication lies, and it's not solely based on Tesla, but their map provider and exactly how they are going to work around it. In the case of full self-driving and navigation routes, there are many instances where the two systems disagrees with each other, causing many interesting moments. If you were not aware, full self-driving uses a mixture of path prediction algorithms and a neural net for planning and control, whereas for the navigation that you see on your screen, they use a conjunction of Google Maps and Mapbox to provide traffic data and for route planning. The problem with this is that Google Maps is not always accurate and it's very unreliable when it's used for path details compared to any other competitors from different countries. I've discussed this in a video a while back through the comparisons between Galileo, Baidu, and GPS in North America. There is no comparison between the three, so if you want to know more about that, I will drop a link in the description below. These are all the different types of Tesla implementation they are using with these navigation systems. You do want want to know exactly where you live and how it'll perform. So anyways, moving on, looking at what Tesla has recently rolled out with these navigation systems, we are in for a really big surprise once all of this rolls out. But as of right now, there is one certain market that has already received this update. In the latest software build for the Chinese market, Tesla has partnered with Baidu to provide one of the highest quality mapping service that you are ever going to see, and this is only available for the local market. This means that starting right now, if you are a local living in China, you are able to experience Tesla's next generation mapping services that will provide something really extraordinary, something that we have never seen in any other vehicle before. Lane lines and roads are now marked in a very precise way, depicting everything around the corner and far roads ahead. Then you also have skyscrapers, overpasses, and even homes visualized on the display. This gives you all the confidence you need that the car is able to depict and visualize every single thing that you are able to see. In addition to this, Baidu has partnered with the local government providing traffic infrastructure. This means that all the Teslas in this country is able to see and know exactly how long it takes before the light changes. All of this is made possible thanks to the partnership between the two companies, and greatly thanks to Baidu's newer satellite, which is not only greater in quantity but also greatly due to the quality, the accuracy, and all the new features it's able to provide. This map is rolling out or have already rolled out to every single vehicle within China as of right now, and they are calling it Tesla's Baidu version 20 mapping service, and this is going to be the best experience ever, and hopefully it's going to move outside of just that country. Now, speaking of all these great upgrades, there is nothing on the same level as what Baidu is able to offer, but there are a few companies out there that do provide a very detailed mapping and a lot of information very similar if Tesla really wants to take advantage. I can't necessarily say this for all countries, but I know for a fact that within the US and Canada, for larger cities, Apple Map is able to provide extreme quality with all the details very similar to what we have just seen. Apple Maps has been on a roll with all their updates, and I would personally say has surpassed Google Maps in many different key areas. I have switched completely over to Apple Maps just because purely where I live and the support that it has. The only downside that I know to it thus far is that it only supports higher density cities such as LA, New York, Vancouver, and Toronto. And obviously, if you live anywhere outside of the G7 countries, you practically have no Apple support at all. So this means that this is not going to be the best method moving forward, and possibly why Tesla has not taken this approach. But all in all, the support is technically there, and if Tesla really wants to enhance their mapping service, they can do it at least in these larger cities within the US and Canada, and hopefully some other countries as well. We'll really have to wait and see, but as of right now, China has really set a benchmark to what the new mapping version 20 is going to be. Anyways, this is all I have to share regarding this, but I am personally very excited for it because I travel to China once or twice every few years, and I am stoked to see what kind of progress they have in their vehicles there versus what we have over here. There is a ton of differences as of right now. Hopefully all that joins together and we all get the very best experience. So yeah, this should wrap it up for this one, but there is a ton more updates and news I want to share with you guys, so definitely stick around and hit that subscribe button, that bell notification if you haven't already done so, and follow me on Twitter at HeyJohnE. Over there you guys can chat with me, DM with me, and I will try to respond as quickly as possible. This should be it. This is John once again. Peace out.